Hi y'all, Jordan Schilleci here with Joe & Co. Realty Group, and today we're hanging out on the Joe & Co. website because I wanted to share a recent blog post with y'all. This most recent blog post is linked below so you can follow along or just ditch the audio altogether and just read up on it on the website. So today's featured blog post is most popular and best new construction neighborhoods in Katy, Texas. So if you've never visited the website before, you would just click on the actual link that you would want to read about. So they scroll across the top right here. The most recent one is going to be right here. So this is a few days ago. So you would just click here and it would open up. So if you watched another video that looks very similar to this, and I am going to go through these 7 questions you should consider and things you should think about. So if you've already seen this on another video, you could just skip to minute 4. But let's go ahead and dive in. So yes, today we're talking about the most popular new construction neighborhoods in Katy. So I did a lot of research to narrow down this information. I know a lot of people are going to be overwhelmed with the amount of neighborhoods that they could choose from in the Katy area. So I have collected the top 12 most popular ones according to the last 6 months of research. I think these lists can serve as a really good resource, but they can also be overwhelming. I know one might think, how do I decide where to live? And usually there's a couple questions you can ask yourself to narrow down the possible communities for you to call home. So before I dive into the top 12 list, I wanted to share with you 7 things you should think about before you purchase or even consider a purchase. So number 1 is tax rate. If you're new to Texas or a first-time home buyer, you might not have considered property taxes as part of your monthly mortgage payment or your yearly budget. So as a homeowner, you must pay property taxes here in Texas. We do not have state income tax, so that kind of gets you with the higher property taxes. If you are financing these, these are escrowed. That means the lender puts them into a bank account for you, and then you pay them at the end of the year when the bills come out. So if you are financing, then you escrow throughout the year and part of your monthly mortgage, and it is considered part of your monthly mortgage payment. Each month, each property, you are considering has a different tax rate specific to the location. So a simple math calculation, just calculating the tax assessed value by the tax rate, will show you how much you will be paying each year. So again, if you're financing, that's divided by 12 and paid out over the year within your monthly mortgage payment. So at the end of the day, the higher the tax rate, the higher the cost of the home. What makes the tax rate differ? It can be a school district, government entity in the area that requires tax dollars, and a utility district. A utility district is either a PUD or a MUD, municipal utility district, or municipal, what did I say? Public utility district or municipal. So the MUD is the most common one. It's typically the one that's driving up the tax rate or bringing it down. So what this really means is the higher the tax rate, the less home you can afford, right? Number 2, HOA and amenities. If you're wanting to live in a neighborhood that has a public swimming pool, this is something you would obviously want to consider into your search requirements. Most of the neighborhoods I feature are going to have public amenities just because that's what my everyday buyer is gravitating towards. So if you are looking for something with a low HOA, just get with me and we can find the right neighborhood for you. Well, with this, you have to consider the HOA within your budget, right? So the more amenities, the more features of the actual community, the higher your HOA fee is going to be. So it's definitely something you need to budget for. Number 3, school district. There are a few different school districts in the Katy area, but more importantly than making sure you're within one school district over the other, because they're all fantastic, what you need to do is research the particular school that's zoned to the particular home before you buy it. Number 4, old versus new. One way to narrow down which neighborhood is for you is the thought, do I want to live in a new home with less maintenance, or do I want an older home with more character and established neighborhood? So that old versus new is a conversation that you need to have. If you are looking for a newer home, the tax rate is probably going to be less. Number 5, monthly payment. How much do you want to pay in total? This will include homeowners insurance, PMI, which is private mortgage insurance, and this is an extra insurance policy required to protect the bank in the case that you're putting less than 20% down. So also included in the monthly mortgage payment, besides homeowner's insurance and that PMI, is principal, interest, and taxes. So it's really important to not just think about what price of home do I want, but what do I want my monthly mortgage rate to be, or my monthly mortgage amount to be, because it differs from neighborhood to neighborhood, tax rate to tax rate, tax assessed value to tax assessed value. So it just differs from home to home is essentially what I'm saying. Number 6, home specifics. Each neighborhood and builder have something different to offer at a different price. Sometimes you're paying for location, sometimes you're getting more square footage. It's almost impossible to have it all, so it's really good to prioritize what you want in a home. Size of home, bedroom amount, 2-story versus 1-story. All this will help you figure out if what you want is realistic within your budget. So figuring out all the details and writing those down is probably one of your first steps, and looking at your why. Why do you want to move? What are your priorities and things like that. Number 7, proximity to shopping. Do you want to be within walking distance or driving distance to your grocery store? This is just one example, but it's really important to keep the businesses you frequent as close as possible, right? You don't want to spend all day long in your car, most likely. So once you considered and answered these 7 questions, your list of neighborhoods might be downsized quite a bit. So if you need help answering any of these questions, please reach out to me. And now we're going to jump into the 7 most popular new construction neighborhoods in the Katy area. Hopefully we're close to about 4 minutes. So number 1, Cross Creek Ranch. Number 2, Aliana. Number 3, Tamaron. Number 4, Cane Island. Number 5, Jordan Ranch. Number 6, Creekside Ranch. Number 7, we did 12, not 7. Number 7, Young Ranch. Number 8, Lakes of Bellaterra. Number 9, Talavera. Number 10, Grand Mission and Grand Mission Estates. Number 11, Lakeview Retreat. And number 12, Ventana Lake. So I obviously need to update this, so hopefully by the time you click over to the link, this will be updated. But those are the top 12 neighborhoods in the Katy area. I've also included links for all the homes for sale in the area, so you can see if your ideal square footage is common for the price that you're looking for within a particular neighborhood. There's a lot more ways to narrow down what neighborhood to live in, and I really consider driving around them. If you're not able to drive around, I'm creating videos every single day, every single week about these different areas, so I can speed it up. If you shoot out some different neighborhoods that are a priority to you, I definitely can check those out sooner rather than later if you are watching this right after I record it. So typically, a lot of people are asking themselves what is next, so I always recommend getting really familiar with me, either by watching the YouTube or reading the blog posts, or just calling me. A lot of people will only watch one video and then call me, but then some people watch all 100 and then they call me. So whatever is comfortable for you, obviously, but all of the links to everything is down below, and I hope you reach out to me soon. I hope you have a fantastic day. Thanks. Bye.